Hey friends, I am Rinkesh sir and today we will study about physics. Standard 12 Physics NCERT textbook chapter 1 that is electric charges and field. Okay, तो आज हम ये फर्स्ट चैप्टर से शुरुआत करेंगे स्टैंडर्ड 12 के फिजिक्स की. ओके, तो शुरू करते हैं अपने फर्स्ट पार्ट से दैट इज इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक. व्हाट इज इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक? स्टैटिक का मतलब होता है स्टेशनरी. Right? So electrostatic, there is nothing but there is a branch of science that deals with the forces, field, potential related to stationary charges or related to static charges. Okay, so that is the definition of electrostatic. It's a branch of physics or you can say branch of science that deals with the forces, field and potential due to stationary or static charges. Okay. The next one is electric charge. Okay. Now, before studying about electric charge, let's move in the past. Around 600 BC, Greek philosopher Thales, he found that when amber was rubbed on the surface of wool, then it acquires some property which attracts like a small piece of paper, okay, dust particles, and so on. Clear? So this type of electricity that is called frictional electricity. Why it is called frictional electricity? Because when amber is rubbed on the surface of wool, there is a friction between these two. And due to that friction, the electron transfers from one to another. So one gets negatively charged and other gets positively charged. Okay. So due to that, the property of attraction is acquired by the amber. So that is frictional electricity. Okay. If we go with the definition, then electric charge can be defined as the additional property of proton and electron that give rise to electrostatic force. Means there is a property of proton or electron. And due to this property, they are attracted or repelled. Means this is generating electrostatic force between them. Clear? One more way you can define, that is physical property of matter. It is the physical property of matter which causes to experience force when they are placed in electromagnetic field. Okay, means the electromagnetic field में when we are putting this matter, it will experience a force that is due to electric charge. Okay, so you can also say it as a physical property of matter due to which it causes a force when it is placed in electromagnetic field. Okay, now remember electric charge is a scalar quantity, right? It's not a vector quantity, it's a scalar quantity. Clear? The charge of proton is plus E, the charge of electron is minus E, and the value of E is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Means magnitude wise the charge of electron is equal to charge of proton, but the only difference is we are taking the charge of proton as plus and charge of electron as minus. Okay, clear? So again one more thing, you have already studied in earlier standards that like charges there will be repulsion. Means if you are taking two positive charges it will repel, and one positive and one negative it will attract. So like charges will experience repulsive force towards each other, and unlike charges they both will experience the attractive forces towards each other. Okay, the next topic is Gold-Leaf electroscope. Okay, means if you want to find out that how can we measure the charge, okay, then for that we use Gold-Leaf electroscope. That is a small instrument that can be used to measure the charge. Okay, I will describe that using some animation.
The gold leaf electroscope. This is the complete assembly of gold leaf electroscope. Here you can see that there is a brass disc, this is a brass rod, and these are the gold leaves. Now instead of this brass disc and brass rod, you can use any other type of metal disc or metal rod. Everything is enclosed inside a glass container. Well, now these are the gold leaves. They are very thin and lightweight because when the force acts on them, they must easily move. Now this is a rod. This rod is inserted through rubber or plastic stopper into the glass container. Okay, this is the same rod that is having brass disc and brass rod. Now see, it is inserted into the glass container through a rubber or plastic stopper. Now this is used to detect whether the object is charged or not. Okay, if I take any object, if it is charged or not, then we can detect using this instrument. Okay, now let's take this as an object. It can be either positively charged or negatively charged. Okay, now we have to keep it in contact with the above brass disc. Okay, now see, it is being kept in contact, and what do you observe? You observe that this gold foil, gold leaves, they are diverged. Okay, higher the amount of divergence indicates the higher the amount of charge on the object. Now see, what is the mechanism? When this object is kept in contact with the disk, let's say if it is positively charged, then this positive charge will conduct through disk, and through disk it will conduct through rod, and finally this charge will be conducted through this gold foil. As both are positively charged, it will experience a repulsive force. And the similar situation will be there if it is negative charge.
Our next topic is conductors and insulators. Okay, this is very easy topic. ये आपने earlier summers में जरूर पढ़ा होगा. So I will just move fast. Okay. So what are conductors? Conductors which allows the electricity to pass. Okay, whereas insulator does not allow the electricity to pass. Examples of conductors: metals, the copper, aluminium, iron. All the metals are good conductor of electricity. Whereas for insulator, most of the non-metals, they are non-conductor, means they are insulator. You can also say porcelain, wood, nylon. These are the examples of non-conductor or insulator. Okay. Now, when you are placing a charge on the surface of conductor, here means if you are assuming this is a metal pen, it's a plastic, but just imagine that this is a metal pen. Now, if I am depositing some charge on the surface, what will happen? It will distribute throughout the surface of this pen. Means when a charge is placed on a metal, then it distributes throughout the surface. But in non-metal, like this is a plastic pen, right? So on this plastic pen, when I am depositing the charge here, that it will stay at the same position. Here, whereas on a conductor, it distributes throughout the surface, whereas on insulator, it stays at same position. And one more point for conductor, that is about the earthing. Okay, if you are connecting any conductor to a ground, to earth, using a conducting wire, then what will happen? The excess charge on the conductor will flow to the ground. Okay, this is called earthing. Clear? So now let's move to the next point. Before moving to the next point, just go through the points of the conductors and insulators. Okay. Our next topic is charging by induction. For that also we will use some animation. Okay.
Charging by induction. Here we will see how conductors can be charged using inductor. Now as you can see that there are two metal spheres supported on an insulated stand. Now we have to bring these two spheres in contact with each other. Okay. Now bring a positively or negatively charged glass rod near the sphere A. Here we had brought negatively charged glass rod near sphere A and see what happened. Okay, you will see here that all the electrons from, not all the electrons, most of the electrons from sphere A are moving towards sphere B. This is because Due to the negatively charged glass rod, the electrons experience a repulsive force. Now, as most of the electrons have moved towards B, so the sphere A is having excess positive charge and sphere B is having excess negative charge. This is called charging by induction. Okay, this process is called induction of charge and it happens almost instantly. Clear? Now see the next step. Now separate the sphere by a small distance while the glass rod is still held near sphere A. Okay, so you will observe that both the spheres will be oppositely charged. Now, in the last step, remove the glass rod. Okay, remove the rod. The charges on the spheres rearrange themselves. Here, now this when the spheres are quite apart, the charges on them gets uniformly distributed over them. In this sphere, the metal sphere will each be equal and oppositely charged. This is charging by induction. See here, the positively charged glass rod does not lose any of its charge.
Okay, moving to the next point, that is basic properties of electric charging. So there are the three properties that we are going to study. First is relative nature, charge is conserved, and quantization of charge. The first is additive nature. The total electric charge will be equal to summation of all the charges present in different parts of the object. मीन्स ऑब्जेक्ट के सभी पार्ट में जितने भी चार्जेस है सबको ऐड करेंगे algebraic sum that will be the total charge of the object means if I say that this is an if I say any object is a neutral, that doesn't mean that it is not having any proton or it is not having any neutron sorry any electron, but when an object is neutral, that means that the number of protons is equal to number of electrons. The number of protons and number of electrons both are equal, so the algebraic sum is equal to 0. Okay, if the object is having charges q1, q2, q3, q4, q5, then the total charge will be equal, total charge of the object will be equal to q1 plus q2 plus q3 plus q4 plus q5. Okay, now one more thing, where the charge has magnitude, but charge doesn't have direction. It's similar to the mass. Mass is also having magnitude, but mass is not having the direction. But there is a difference between charge and mass. That the value of mass can be only positive, but the value of charge can be either positive or negative. Okay, so this was about the additive nature. Okay, the total charge is equal to summation of charge present in each part of the object. Okay, charge is magnitude but not direction. The next is charge is conserved. If I take an isolated system, then the total charge in the system will always remain constant. There may be any reaction going on, but the total charge remains constant. Okay, here the word isolated system. Isolated system means the charge cannot come out of the system, or charge can neither come out of the system nor can go inside the system. Okay, so in that situation, the total charge is always conserved. Okay, it's just similar to law of conservation of energy. Okay, like same way, charge can also neither be created nor be destroyed. Sometimes nature generates the charge. Okay, in some natural process, like you can say that neutron may be converted into proton and electron. Okay, but see, the charge of neutron is 0, the charge of proton plus 1 or plus e, the charge of electron minus e. So the total charge again it will be 0. Okay, so here you can say that the charge is conserved. Clear? So this was about the second point, that is charge is conserved. The next one is quantization of charge. Quantization. Okay, you can say that the charge is always integral multiple of E. E is the basic charge. Okay, we are taking ground figure value E equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Its exact value 1.6 into 1.602192 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. But for calculation purpose, we will take round figure, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Okay, so the value of charge can be equal to 1e, 2e, 3e, 4e, minus 1e, minus 2e, minus 3e. Okay, that means it will be always integral multiple of e, that is q is equal to ne, and this fact is we call as quantization of charge. Okay, the unit of charge is coulomb and its symbol is C. We will use symbol C for the charge. Okay, now 1 ampere current. Now what is 1 ampere current? When it is said that 1 coulomb charge is flowing through any metal in 1 second, then it is said that 1 ampere current is flow. Similarly, we can say that if 1 ampere current is flowing in a metallic wire, then 1 coulomb charge is said to be flown in 1 second. Okay, so these were the basic properties of electric charges. You can just go through these points. Okay, so in our next video, we'll start with Coulomb's law. That is one of the most important topic of this chapter. Thank you.